Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Stargate TimeKeepers, the strategic sneaking around game from Slytherin Games based on Stargate and Stargate SG-1. This all happens just after the Battle of Antarctica and we follow a little Stargate SG team. This is Season 1, Episode 6 and is Grand Larceny. Now I'm playing through on story mode because this game is rock hard. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. It's tough. I think each mission is taking me about 2 hours to complete. Anyway, let's get a mission brief.
With Moloc's forces closing in, the team managed to gather their comrades and move through the ancient temple. They had to abandon their wrecked ships, setting up camp deep in the forest. They needed another way to return to the Lambda site. From a warrior's memory, the team discovered the location of a research base on the planet. After days of walking, they approached Moloc's base with an audacious plan: to infiltrate the facility and steal a spacecraft. Currently on Stargate TimeKeepers.
Open that door, Harper. We've got to move.
We can't leave Colonel McCain.
She's gone, Harper. We can't stay here. Moloc's guys are gonna get in.
There's a base on this planet with spacecraft. We can hike there.
We need something. A ship or a Stargate.
Stealing a ship from under Moloc's nose. You can't be serious.
All right, we're near the way in. The hangar is right over on the other side of the base. That's where we can grab a ship.
We're not just gonna waltz on out of there.
Of course. First, we need info about opening the exit.
I could hack into their systems, maybe? If I can access a terminal, I can try finding information via their network.
Yeah, that could work. Or we could try to find someone in the know, like an engineer. I could get the knowledge with my memory recall device.
Either sounds good. We'll know which is better once we're inside. All right, let's go.
So there you have it. We've got to get into that base, do some
Already on it.
subterfuge, steal a ship, and get out. Okay, we've got a couple of new tools. We've got a memory recall device. So we've got to get in. We've got to scan the brain of an engineer, a Jaffa Engineer, and that's no small
Sure
feat.
thing.
But getting in is absolutely tough. The amount of brain power and sneaking about I've done is no one's business. With this game, I've got a set go-to number of skills, but you really have to use all the skills of all the protagonists that you've got to get
No
yourself
problem.
through it. There's no two ways of saying it.
Hey,
You really have
are
to
you
be
sure this is a good
a
idea?
sneaky
You know,
Stargate
sneaking into a base full of
SG-1
armed
person.
guards without a getaway vehicle?
Here we are in this
It feels
corridor.
kinda
We've got a guy
worrisome.
If you sign up for the
upstairs.
forces,
We've got
you
a
should
guy
expect peril.
looking down the
I
corridor.
didn't sign
We've got a
up.
guy
I just
looking
kind of
to the west,
fell
and
into
we've
this
got a
through
Jaffa
academia.
on patrol.
Well, you should've
This
taken
may
your
seem
career
like an
path more
absolute
seriously.
insurmountable task. However, you've got to be careful with your line of sight, and you've also got to be very careful with the patrol in Jaffa's line of sight. Using the drones, the shock drone, I find, in this game, is perhaps one of the best tools. That and the stun grenade. Now, as I'm playing through in story mode, it's slightly easier, by which I'm not bound to supplies. Combat supplies. I can send a drone out. It'll shock somebody. They fall to the floor. We subdue them. Tie them up. Hide them behind some crates. No bushes to be found here in this base, unfortunately, people. So if you're looking to hide somebody in a bush on this level, you can be mistaken. Now, this is mission 6 out of 7 initial missions that are being released for Stargate TimeKeepers at launch. This is the first part of Season 1. What do I mean by that? Well, a little bit later on in the year, we're going to get another 7 episodes, all included in the same price.
Got it.
Right, we're going to make our move. Let's move our team up. We're all crouched, because that's what stealth looks like in the Stargate universe. We're going to use Derreck and his magical drones. We're going to get a drone over to the middle Jaffa.
Hi.
And we're going to try and take him out. Of course, we can't get right to the end because he's out of range. We've got to use that middle Jaffa with the drone. Electrocute him. That'll stun him. No problem. Perhaps we can take him off the board. No two ways about it. This is going to be tough getting in. So we used tactical mode. Our sniper shot him with a blinding dart. We're tying up one guy. We're picking up, removing the body before he regains his sight. And we're going to hide it behind some crates. Just going to move people out the way so they don't get spotted by that higher alert state that is represented by the yellow cone. Right, he's behind some crates. Job done. Next up.
Me?
And even though he temporarily lost blindness,
Of course.
lost his sight for blindness, he hasn't alerted anybody. This is the strange thing about it.
Hi.
So we're going to move Derreck out the way. We don't really need him so much. We've got our Jaffa on patrol, but I think we can do another shot, stun him, and then move our fella right up there, subdue him, tie him up, and hide him out of sight. Double click him on the mouse button will engage your person to run. There he is. Thwap. He's down.
All right.
The Jaffa guard on the left hand side won't see us. We're going to move him out of range. We're going to drop him down. And we're going to crouch because we're being stealthy.
Already on it.
All good stuff. Right, there he is. Done. Right, now we haven't got to destroy or subdue everybody here. That's the good thing about it. We haven't got to do it all. So we're hiding just out of range. Time to make our next move. Right, we're going to move Max
Oscar Mike
to a better vantage point.
Here we go.
I'm on my way.
All good stuff. Now we've got Derreck as well. He's got the ability to get a drone on the go. If we take out that roaming Jaffa, it really is going to save us a little bit of problem. He scans the entire room once he gets to his end point. When he comes down the corridor, this is the point we're going to get him. There's a few Jaffa down there, but they're all concerned in their business. There you go. We're going to get Max now to get out and subdue him. And then carry him off, just in case so nobody else sees him. Good stuff. And we're going to mimic him. We can't mimic him because he hasn't got a helmet. That's the thing. You can only mimic Jaffa if they've got a full helmet. It obscures your face. Anyway, not to worry. We're gonna move him just out the way.
Ready for action.
So we are so far 4 Jaffa down.
Huh?
Using, to be fair, the same old skills we've used throughout the entire game. And it does seem I've been on this part and this level for ages, but the amount of thought that goes into it is shocking. This part is pretty much straightforward. We can sneak around, we got to be very careful with these drones that when the charge goes off, it doesn't alert other people with the sound. So the sound area, which is the white circle that goes around it, is imperative. Right? You've got to make sure you don't alert anybody else. Once we've zapped them with our zapping device of
Piece of
choice,
cake.
it's time to move them out the way just in case anybody else walks around and falls into their line of sight. That's the key thing at this part by here. All about line of sight.
I'm ready.
Fortunately for us, there's plenty of boxes and crates that we can hide behind. And this is what we're going to do here. The armoured Jaffa and the guy at the console is someone we can take out quite simply with a drone. However, there's a guy at the other end of the room that's got a huge cone of vision as he moves around. And that's going to be a bit of a problem for us. We're going to move our team up.
Let's hear it. Now you're talking.
We haven't got to take everybody out. We've just got to make sure nobody's looking.
Sure thing.
Me?
So with bodies very nicely stashed away, on to the next job. Couple of crates, like I say, we can hide behind. These two we can hit with theoretically one drone, but we're going to have to take out the other guy with a ranged attack pretty quickly. And for that, I think we'll be using Max and his super silent tranquilizer dart that can take him out from a distance. That's the plan. And I think we can do that without being seen.
I'll try.
But we're going to have to move over a little bit. So, okay. Right, that's where the drone's going to go. That'll take out those two Jaffa. No problem. We can get Max behind those boxes without being seen. That would be great.
Good idea.
And we can get Sam up ready to take on the Jaffa persona as well. So if we zap him,
Already on it.
we can tie him up. He won't see us, which is great.
All
we can
right.
tie the other guy up. We can scan him,
I've
and
got
then we
this.
can nonchalantly walk on by. No problems. We can stand up, hold our
That's
head
easy.
high, and walk on past the other ones, ready to go and do them a little bit of damage, leaving us open to go and take out the other people on the other side of the room. That's the plan. So now we're disguised, we can walk around past other Jaffa of a lower rank than us without raising any sort of suspicion.
Yes.
Now I've moved the team. Derreck right behind one of the consoles. He can't be seen, and that gives me a great vantage point to get a shocker drone over there so I can engage with him now. Next up, I got the sniper. The sniper is going to be key here to knock out that guy with the countdown above his head, just where the cursor is. I've also got my Jaffa officer, Sam, in disguise. I can bring him down to seamlessly take him out without them knowing. A little bit of subterfuge. We got to move Derreck up a bit, set off the drone, and then move him back. That's going to be key here.
Got it.
Right, move him up, get the drone out. That gives us a good coverage over to move him out of the line of sight. Right, good stuff. Next thing. Need to get a good line of sight so we can shoot that guy and then set off the electric shock.
Oscar Mike.
So we're going to move him up to this set of crates. Great stuff. So now can we see about getting a good line of sight?
What next?
There's no other way we can do this drone, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just got to be where it is. There's no point putting a drone that'll distract
Got
him
an
there
idea?
either. We need to get past. All the other Jaffa in this room are not actually doing anything. But these are the dangerous ones with their line of sight. So, that's what we're going to do. So in tactical mode, we're going to press and shoot him in the head with a poison dart. That's going to cause a bit of blindness.
Need anything?
We're going to get our fella down there who's going to pacify him, bind him up. The electric shock's going to happen. Derreck can't carry anybody, but we don't need the electric shock from that drone.
Got this.
Will be enough. We can just get them zip tied up.
All ears.
Right, he's knocked out. Brilliant. Get him tied up. Derreck can get the zip ties out. They can be tied up as well.
I'm on my way.
Getting quite versatile for a doctor and a scientist is our Derreck. Nobody else is going to play the blindest bit of notice for us. We can now move on our merry way
Here we
and on
go.
to the next section. Up and effectively over.
Ready for action.
The next section
I've got this.
is very Jaffa heavy as well. You really have to take out to be complete
Now
and
you're
to
talking.
stop any
Need
additional
anything?
line of sight problems. Take out every
Already on
Jaffa that's in the next section. It's going to be an arduous task. It really is.
No problem.
And it took me several attempts to get right. So everyone's been tidied
for
away.
action.
Everyone's been put behind the boxes. Some have even
Good
been
idea.
thrown over the side of these Greek deepening sort of like chasms that this base is built on. Now everyone's together
go.
onto the next section.
Hello.
It's strange with this game as well. This game is based on the constant loading and saving.
Harper.
You're gonna make mistakes.
I know this is stressful.
It's a
but you
it's
don't
a given.
need to worry. We've got your
I
back.
think normally and it gives you a report how many times
Thanks.
you've saved and
I
loaded
just wish Colonel McCain
games
was here.
as well, right? At the
Yeah,
end.
I'm
and
sorry.
it's shocking how many times you use
She's
that
still here,
F5 and
though.
F7 button.
She's here.
And should that
in your
really be a
actions.
game dynamic?
How she
I mean,
taught you
this
to be.
game is perhaps one of the
you're
most
doing great.
frustrating
I don't know.
and hardest games
But thanks.
I have played for a long time. I mean, a long, long time. So, we've got to take out this
Need
Jaffa and
anything?
we've got to get to the other side.
I've
So we've
got
got our
this.
infiltrator in there, but the Jaffa over the other side is going to prove a little bit of a problem. He can see right through our disguise. So we're going to try a little bit of a pincer maneuver. So we've got our sniper, Max,
Shoot.
right there. We're going to
Here we
move him
go.
over, just out of line of sight as well. So we're going to use a poison dart on the Jaffa who's northeast of us. We've got Derreck, our drone operator, as well. We're going to be using him on the Jaffa
Got it.
who's armoured with the helmet. That shock will take him right down. Great. We're going to distract people with the chit-chat. This chit-chat function is brilliant. You can start talking utter gibberish to a Jaffa in their
Good
native
idea.
tongue. They're going to look at you and say, what's he on about? So that's what's going to happen there. Right, and that's going to take the focus off a lot of people. What we're going to do first
Piece
now
of cake.
is a quick win. We can take that guy out because no one can really see him behind that box of crates. And
That's
by
easy.
clearing this room and the Jaffa up by that ring device, we can get over to the right, which is really our end game. This really is a laborious
Already on
part
it.
of the game. I mean, it's a right ache. It really is. So that Jaffa has been pacified, no problem at all. We can get our Sam, who's disguised as Jaffa, over to distract some of the other people. So step one in our plan for
course.
Jaffa domination. Derreck gets the drone out. You've got to be very careful that we don't place the drone, whereas the sound of the drone going off is going to alert anyone.
Sure thing.
Brilliant. There's his line of sight. He's being covered by the other guy. We can move Derreck out of the way. We can then use our sniper to shoot the other guy,
Piece of
which
cake.
is going to be great. No dramas at all whatsoever. So we can use a dart, because I think a bullet will be too loud. And the
All
dart
right.
will have to be taken where he's got line of sight. So we'll move Derreck so he can't be seen, right? Because we can. There's no range on triggering the drone, which is good stuff. We could potentially use the camouflage, I suppose, although I don't think it makes that much of a difference, and then move on with our time. Now, a couple of ways you can do this. because you don't want to alert the other people over there who my Jaffa is talking to.
Already on it.
Right, here we go. Zap. There you go. He's down. Now the good thing about this is that
Oscar
we
Mike.
could potentially do something there.
I'm here.
But like, look at this. Another Jaffa has come
Piece
across.
of cake.
So we can't really do anything about any of that. But here we go. If we thump them both on the back of the head without them raising the alarm, it's easy. We haven't got to do any additional shooting. And I struggled and struggled and struggled with this part of the game. Shooting darts, failing, not knowing what else to do. As it stands, they're all heavily bound now. They're all subdued. No problem. I can move on with the game. Right, so they're taken out. The guy who was talking to the Jaffa has not realised that his friend is still there. We're going to use Derreck, who's moved up, to distract a Jaffa while we move our infiltrator up and start taking Jaffa out by the ring device. Now, we're kind of on the edge. We've got to be careful. We can use a dart to blind him. That'll certainly help, and we'll execute the plan. Knock him out, tie him up. Oh, we're moving. I've clicked the wrong person.
Good idea.
Yeah, tie him up. Great. Brilliant. He's done. No one has been alerted to our presence. And then we do the same thing again and again and again. And this means we can get through a lot of the adversaries that are here. Minimal hassle. We've got our infiltrator at the top. We'll take them out. And then we'll slowly move down to the rest of the Jaffa. That's how it's going to work. So, Derreck, with his distracting drone, distracts that guy. We're going to shoot him yet again. Once we can get a right line of sight.
Sure thing.
Still no line of sight. Still
Now
no
you're
line of sight.
talking.
Oh my god. It was so easy before. I don't have no idea what I'm doing. There we go. I think we had something there.
Let's go.
Good grief. Where can
Sure
we go?
thing.
We have to go a bit further out. Nope, we're going to hit the boards.
Oscar Mike.
They should make this a little bit easier. This is really frustrating. No, we're still going to hit the crates.
No problem.
Should be able to get it from there. Yes, we can get it from there. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Right, so there you go. That's the Jaffa we're going to shoot with a poison dart. Brilliant. That's the first step. Shoot him. Then we're going to distract him. Then we're going to take that guy out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tie him up. Job done. Right, execute.
Piece of cake.
He's blinded. He's distracted. He's bound up. We're going to move out the way.
I've got this.
So far, everything's good. There's that one Jaffa warrior right there. Do exactly the same thing again. Distract. We're going to blind him. And we're going to take the other guy out. We're going to have to do this a bit quicker though, because he's going to turn around and find out what's going on. And we're not even halfway through this level, everybody. If you're still with me, we're not only halfway through it.
That's easy.
One of the big problems we've got here is that it's multi-stepped, it's multi-flow, it's a multi-stage level. As soon as you think you've done it, it's going to hit you again.
Boss alarm.
So, he's down, he's coming over. We have to do something really cunning now. Blind him yet again. Because, you know, this guy doesn't realise anything's wrong.
I'm here.
And then we're going to get ourselves over there. Give him a thump. That's
Already
going
on
to be
it.
him sorted out. There you go. All done.
Piece of cake.
And we're going to run out the way. Now, as he's blind, he's just regained his sight. We can start the next phase of our cunning plan. We're going to move Max over. He's going to start taking out the Jaffa on the right-hand side. We've only got 3 left now on this part of the base. And we've used, effectively, the same sort of tactics we've used all the way through. Chit-chat being good, poison darts or blinding darts being good as well.
Let's go.
Right, subduing him. Subdue the other guy.
Here we go.
Easy. We'll move our Jaffa. Deceptor. Right the way down. Knock this guy out. And we're sorted. And we're on to the next level. A good old thump.
That's easy.
And a couple of zip ties. Job done. Right, we'll move everybody out of their hiding places and ready to move on to the next section.
Ready for action.
Okay, moving on to the next section.
I've got this.
Jaffa officer. This could be a problem. But his line of vision is such, whereas we're not going to have that much of a problem. And he's hidden by a lot of the environment. Here we go. We could do a zat. There you go.
All right.
And then we give him a thump. And we can effectively then move on and take out the rest of the Jaffa in this area with very little problem. Because everyone's looking different directions. It's just doing it in the right order.
Nope.
This guy over here, then the guy opposite him, then the guy at the console. And that entire area will be clear.
No way.
Here we go. We're going to take him out. Pow. Tie him up.
That's easy.
The guy at the console. Boom. There you go. Tie him up.
Good idea.
And finally, Jaffa number 4 at the console. Bang. He's gone. We're going to tie him up. Brilliant. Moving on. We're done. That's it. All we got to do now is get to the next section. Moving on to the next section, we've got the central hub where we're going to find the engineer and get his memories. This is a long old task. This took the best part of the actual mission time of the game.
Yep.
It involves us having to take out several people. This glowing device in the middle is what's actually neutralizing our holographic disguise. If something is glowing red, neutralizes the holographic disguise that Sam is using. We're going to use some subterfuge. We're going to use the hologram to distract people, but not the person who you think. We're going to go after the Jaffa who's cleaning the floor. Not the guy who's walking around. We'll deal with him later. He's scrubbing the floor, but he's everywhere you need him to be, right? I mean, what a guard he is. But look at that. We can take him out quite straightforward. We can bind him, we can pick him up, and we can dump him right to the bottom of the map so no one's going to see him. Things to look out for. On the right-hand side, the Jaffa who's patrolling. That could be a problem. So we've just dumped him here out of the way. Nice and easy. There you are. It's done. Back in. There are several other things we can do here with that 4th guard out of the way. One is patrolling now. There's one armoured. We can still do the same thing. As he patrols, we can use an electric shock drone, for example, right there. So as he comes across, he looks at the hologram, he can be shocked. We could do that. No one else is watching. The guy who sat on the bench, he's just looking at that central unit. He's not looking too far away. As soon as he comes into that range, we're going to trigger that, take him out. Here we go. He's starting his run. As he moves into the area, seems I've missed it. I have to wait for the next cycle. Okay, hologram triggered. He's coming over. No one's going to notice. He's not armoured. We're going to give him a thump. Bang. He's down. Easy peasy. Now we could pick him up and move him down, but don't necessarily have to. You do run a risk of being spotted by the Jaffa. Now for the next side of this, we're going to have to use everybody. Right, we're going to move Derreck up because he's got a drone, and the drone is going to take the armoured Jaffa out.
Let's go.
And the other guy, I think we might just take out
I'm ready.
with either a shot or a poison dart. Right, that's going to get him, I think, about there. To use tactical mode now. Shoot him. We'll move our guy up to give us a hand just in case we need him. And we're going to execute. So, zap. He's blinded.
Now you're
We can move our team up now to bind the Jaffa. And then shut off the neutralizer. And that neutralizer will then reinstigate
Will do.
any additional or any new holograms we put on. So it's cancelled the current hologram of the Jaffa officer. So we'll have to scan a new one. But Derreck can then do some work on it and shut it down. There's the hack. But you don't need to hack it, you can just select it. And that flashing, irritating red light has turned off, it's gone to blue. Good stuff. We can then scan the fallen armoured Jaffa and put our disguise back on. And that's all there is to it. Now this means we have to go around all the rest of these now.
I'm on my way.
And take them out. What a laborious task. So with that holographic projector or disruptor switched off, it's now to take charge and take out the rest of the Jaffa in the next section. We've got our disguise on, which means as people come round the corner, we can start chipping away at them one by one. Not everybody typically has to go, like we said, but I'm a bit of a completist like that, so I am indeed going to take out everybody in this room. Not because I have to, but because I want to. That's the thing. Right, here he comes. It's our first target. Out with the old fisticuffs. Wow. He's down. There you go. Tie him up. He's next, sitting down, minding his own business. He's gone. Done. Thank you very much. Now we're going to have to bring in a few people now, right, to help us out. This guy could be a bit of a problem, although typically not much of one. What we're going to do is we're going to move our fella around, see where he's actually looking, make sure no one with a higher rank is coming after us. We're going to move to the back and we're going to engage the chit-chat. Chit-chat will turn him around, just like that. He is now occupied.
Oscar Mike.
Right, let's move the rest of our team round. We can start pulling people out. 3 people there. We can typically get at least 2 with a drone without alerting anybody else. So fair enough. Well, we can probably get all 3. Suits me. Just got to get Derreck a little bit closer, which we can do because the other Jaffa's line of sight is not there. Brilliant. There we go. Right, marvellous. Let's get that deployed drone on the go. There goes the drone. Fantastic. Zap. No one else is any the wiser. We can use our team members now to go and get the zip ties out and sort them out.
I've got this.
This was originally quite a daunting part to get through. But once you get one, it's like dominoes. They all start to topple.
That's easy.
Now, if you want to move people, you can move people. There are people moving around in the other room.
Do you need me?
There is, however,
Yes, ready for
one
action.
more Jaffa left, just round the corner. So
All
we're going
right.
to have to use a little bit of subterfuge to get in and get in. Although I'm not foreseeing there
Already
being
on it.
any problems.
Piece of cake.
Sure thing.
Right, next up. Ease down. Nothing too fancy.
Oscar Mike.
Disabled. Moving on to the next section. Right, this locker room. There's a locker there you can hide in. But when I did that,
Need anything?
I found that it attracted the attention of the Jaffa guards that were in the room. I think I can just walk in, no problems, and disable virtually all of them.
I've got this.
So we're going to walk in with our Jaffa, and we're going to basically
go.
distract a guard, and then move the rest of our people up. Right. Let's get the chit chat on the go.
I'm here.
Here we go. We are chit chatting. Now, with everybody effectively crouched down and in stealth mode, we're going to move them up behind that box.
No problem.
Great stuff. Got to time it right because the guy sweeping the floor with his broom. All this technology, you think they have a robot for it, wouldn't you? Now, what we're going to do here is something cunning. We're going to have to move somebody over, right? And just bearing in mind the sound wave from that drone, apply a drone. He's going to go down to the lockers, sweeping the floor. He's going to come back up. He's going to walk into that one section. There goes the charge. No one has been alerted. Our other Jaffa, who was already there, can quickly zip tie him.
Already on it.
Done. Nice and easy. Moving on. Right, next up
Piece
is
of
this
cake.
fella. No one else can really see him. No one's looking at him. Little bit of chit chat. We'll get this guy. Ease down.
Sure
Thank
thing.
you. Now, if you wanted to, you could pick him up and put him in one of these cupboards, or you can move him into the next room. Completely up to you, or move him beyond
Oscar
that
Mike.
crate. Either way, you just don't want him being spotted by an errant patrol. Now, we still haven't found the Jaffa Engineer yet. Right, these two. Got to be careful about them, but we've got to clear the rest of people in the room. Not because we need to, but because we have to. Next
Here
up,
we go.
let's move our
Got it.
team members.
No problem.
Right, this guy is engaged in chit chat. Those guys are looking over there. We can get him
Sure thing.
taken out. Nice and easy. No one's going to pay the blindest bit of attention.
Let's go.
Tie him up.
Me?
That releases our other people. A quick drone strike. So we move Derreck down
Will do.
to get the range of the drone. There we go. Done. Zap. Move the team in.
I'm on
Zip
my way.
tie him. That's the second room done. That looked quite daunting to begin with. It wasn't really that daunting at all. Everyone's going to get some zip ties. And we can move on. Right.
Now you're talking.
Time to go. Oh, he's walking back up. Hit him again. Make sure
No
we tie him up
problem.
properly this time. Right,
That's
the next
easy.
section. We've got two people there. Again, the only problem we had here was not that anyone was going to walk past and see there's no one patrolling, but it's the sound waves from the skill of choice you use. So what we can do is we can distract people if we want to, or we can just send a drone in.
Me?
So there's Derreck. He's going to get his drone out. That's going to zap him. Got to make sure the guard on the other side of the wall is not alerted, just by the sound. Let's get our other people ready. We'll walk him in, so there's no dramas. Zap. People are already in place. Tie him
I've
up.
got this.
this part couldn't be easier. And wasn't much of a challenge at all. Now, into the next section. The first person to take out is not the first person by the door. We've got to go to the other side and start taking people out. So for this, again, we're going to use Sam, because Sam is disguised as a Jaffa. We'll move Derreck up as well. We could, in fact, whistle, bring people running, and when they come running, we can trigger the drone. So we're going to move Derreck out the way. Do a whistle. That'll attract people in that radius. Great.
Here we
Bring
go.
them on. Right. Zap. Oh, we've muffed this up. A quick thump.
Good
And they're
idea.
down. Bit of a zip tie. Easy peasy. Right, we'll move one
Let's
out
go.
the way. We haven't got to move anybody else.
Hi. All right.
Hey,
Right, next up.
All ears.
Using our Jaffa, who has been, to be fair, we can take him out. Let's see what the view lines are. So he's the guy we've got to take out first, that Jaffa warrior right at the back. I think that's probably a safe bet.
What's the plan? Already on
Here we
it.
go. Walk straight past them. That's the engineer we want, although he's not flagged as an engineer. And this was the confusing part of the game. Well, who's the engineer we got to get? And he's one of the last people left in the entire barracks. Because that's what it is, right? This is a barracks. There's showers, there's
Let's hear it.
tables, there's food on the tables, there's lockers. Right, let's get people moving. Here we go. Right. Let's disable him.
That's easy.
Hand-to-hand combat. He's down. Right, great. Next. No one else is looking. We could pick him up, mind, and just dump him behind that crate.
I've got this.
Moving on. No point doing that. We'll hit them with a
Piece
drone
of cake.
strike. This guy sat down, just had his dinner, feeling a bit bloated. Well, you'll get a bit of a rest now
idea.
with some lovely cable tie handcuffs. They're done. Now we can take the next guy down.
Already on it.
And he's down. Great. Leaving the next ones all for Derreck and his amazing electrifying drones. Now we could just snuck past this, but like I said, I'm a bit of a fool. We can get the drone over there, get our people in place, pick the drone, zap, they're down,
That's
tie them
easy.
up, moving on to the next section. Right, they're all done, they're all
cake.
subdued, no one's going to wander in. Let's move on.
I'm ready.
Now we got a couple of guards here by an entrance and egress point. They're pretty easy to take out. We're going to use our two combatants. We're going to use Sam and Max. They're not going to hit the road, unfortunately, but we're going to use a tactical plan. We're going to go up there, hand-to-hand combat, knock them out, and just leave them there. That's what we're going to do. So that's the engineer we need. Although, to be fair, it doesn't actually tell you it's a Jaffa engineer. It says Jaffa warrior. Unless you click on that objective, you've got no hope. I actually went round the entire barracks with the mind scanning memory device icon on number 6, looking for someone. It didn't turn white on anybody.
right.
And even when I knocked him out at the end, and you'll see this, it didn't turn white then. I had to pick him up and move him, and then it turned white. And I think that might have been one of the problems. Right, so let's get
hear it.
Max.
Sure thing.
We're going to tag
the
team
plan?
up, and we're going to take both these fellas out. No problem. We could use a drone, but where's the fun in that? So, Stargate TimeKeepers so far. Just got to say it. Utterly rock hard. Sometimes so frustrating, a lot of people will put this game down. Right, they're both knocked out. We use tactical
Need
mode.
anything?
Quick couple of cable ties. And now we're going to move on to the next section.
I've got this.
This will be fairly easy. We're going to take the people out at the furthest points, and then we're going to start taking people out as and when. So that Jaffa warrior, we can walk over there disguised as a Jaffa officer and take him out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to walk straight
Already
over,
on it.
making sure we stay away from the other Jaffas the same rank as us. There he is. Hello, Chief. How are you doing? We could zat him, but we're not going to. We're just going to knock him out. Old styly with fisticuffs.
That's easy.
There we go. Boom. He's out. Cable ties. Can you imagine how many cable ties these guys have got? Must be a bunch.
Huh?
He's done. Right, we can go all the way over to the
Good
next
idea.
section. Take this guy out. Again, fisticuffs. No point doing anything else.
All right.
Boom. He's down. So what you hit me for? Ah, well, cable ties it is, Chief. Next up, that engineer over there. It's not the one we want. At least we didn't
Piece
think
of
it's the
cake.
one we wanted. Right. We're going to need to go over here, take as many people out silently as
Good
we can,
idea.
because we're going to have to use the ZAT. See, that engineer.
That's
It's still
easy.
not showing up as an engineer that you need. Might need to use Derreck for this one. And his amazing drones.
Need something?
Because we probably get two at the same time.
Now you're talking.
Makes total sense if you ask me.
I don't get it.
Right, there goes the
Got an
drone.
idea?
We get him
All
in
ears.
position. And him in position. Zap. Everyone's down.
All right.
Fantastic.
Got
Tie
an
him up.
idea? Oscar Mike.
One Jaffa out of that entire barracks left. Right, with them all cable tied up, I was still at a bit of a loss as to what to do. But the access
Not
to the
gonna
engineer's memories is a key point to this. Okay. I went through everywhere just to make sure I hadn't missed anybody, and I hadn't. That icon didn't show red. I thought, well, there's only one guy left, so it's got to be that. And you click on the access the engineer's memories, and it does show it. Look at all the people I've taken out. Shocking. I know I probably didn't need to take all
I've
those
got
people
this.
out, but I did anyway, because it's the Stargate way. Right, here we go. Thump. He's down. Thought, can I scan him? No. Okay. Well, I'm not going to
Already
zat
on
him.
it.
I'll just tie him up. Access the engineer. Great. Okay. Well, let's move him out of the crate he seems to have fallen through, and then
Alright.
put him over here. This definitely seems to be the guy. Now, if I do the memory recall device, I can scan him.
I've got this. All right, I've got it. The hangar's exit is blocked by a force field. We'll need to shut that off to get a ship out of here.
How can we do that?
We should go to the generator room. That looks like the quietest place with a terminal connected to the system.
Get ready for hacking, Doc.
It's only comparatively quiet, though. We'll still need to secure the room first. We can use the transportation rings there to move directly to the hangar.
Right. Let's go.
What's our plan B if Harper can't shut off the force field?
Oh,
So,
plan B.
objective
Dang it, I
complete.
knew we forgot something.
Brilliant. And now we've got to go to another
We could
section
really use
where
a
the
tank.
generator is, because it's not as heavily guarded as anywhere else, right? And take these people out. Fortunately,
idea.
it's not that difficult. So by sneaking up and doing a bit of distraction, a bit of cloning, not only are we going to get a Jaffa warrior senior officer holographic disguise, we're also going to take out quite a few people. This is going to be more drones. It's going to be hand-to-hand combat. We're going to have to be a bit cunning with this as well. So far, we're 49 minutes into this, and yes, I've probably taken out more Jaffa than what I really had to, but to be fair, it makes it somewhat satisfying, frustratingly satisfying. So we're going to walk over here, and we're going to distract this guy with some chit-chat. And with the chit-chat done, we can move Derreck over, take out 3 with 1 drone, which for me, that's good economic sense. Here he goes. Good old Derreck. Here's the drone. Brilliant. Zap. He's down. Let's get over with the cable ties. Nobody else has seen us. Better bonus. Right. Brilliant. Now, we're going to move over there. While he's talking, we're going to take him out. Right. He's down. Couple of cable ties, we can move him off so, you know, no one gets suspicious. Now we're going to scan the disguise and get a better disguise. That way then, no one's going to challenge us. Right, so we've got the disguise, we're now a level 2 officer. The next target is going to be up those steps.
Good idea.
Right, here we go. We can do this with our standard Jaffa. Infiltrator.
That's easy.
You can see up here there's the power section we need to go to. That's going to be a completely different problem, although not unsurmountable. We're up the stairs. Don't know what that panel actually did, but who knows.
Piece of cake.
We're going to move over, make sure we're not being seen, give him a thump, tie him up. Brilliant. Moving on. Right, we move some more people up here. So you've got to stay out of the way of the other Jaffa officer on the other side, you see, or he will spot us.
Will do.
No problem.
Right, moving on. Here's Derreck. We kind of need him, or I thought we needed him, to have a go at that panel, but apparently not.
Of course.
It's not a hackable panel. It's an object. It's an opportunity that Stargate TimeKeepers pops around. Shift and left mouse button, or click on the hand for the opportunity. I think it does something with the rings, so well, we'll have to wait and see. Right, nothing happening here. Let's get him out the way. Right, we've got to go through and we've got to take out some of those people. We haven't got to clear out everybody, but people in the main structure we're going to have to. Now we could go round the back and walk in, or nonchalant, as I should say.
Good idea.
Let's go and get our team up to the next level. Right, using subterfuge, we're now ready to engage the power center and the people who are in there. We're going to have to use drones. We're going to have to use whistling. We're going to have to use distraction.
I'm here.
In some cases, perhaps a zat. Who knows? We're going to have to use some chit-chat as well. This is quite complicated. People are moving around. There's the Jaffa officer who will see straight through our disguise, but only if he sees us. Other Jaffa in the room will respect the chain of command. Right, we are going to engage that Jaffa who's walking past. We're hidden by the power generator. That's no problem.
I've got this.
And we're going to see if we can distract those other 2 guards when the Jaffa officer goes on his merry way. Right. He's not looking at us. We are going to move Max up just round the corner. Then we're going to place a strategic drone strike, and we're going to zap those guys once we attract them to come round the corner. Once they come around the corner, we're going to disable them. Once we disable them, we're going to tie them up, we're going to move them, and then all the dominoes are going to start to fall. Right, Here we go. I think we got the pattern down as to what we're going to do.
Something?
So let's move him up. Here comes the Jaffa officer. No drama. He's doing his 4-second inspection. Great. Utterly brilliant. We could camouflage ourselves, but there's no real point. Now we're going to move Derreck up. We're going to get Derreck to a position where he can now place a charge, or a charged drone. Right, there's the charged drone area we're going to do. No problem. Just out of sight, as people come around the corner, they can't see with a direct line of sight.
What next?
Right, we'll move Derreck out the way, because he's a bit of a liability, to be fair. He can't really fight, but he can do a lot of other stuff. We're going to do some whistling. Right, here we go. Whistle. And everyone in that area will come running.
I don't think so.
Here we go, where they come. Question marks. Into the area. Zap. Right, tie him up.
Sure thing.
Easy. We'll move some out of the way.
No problem.
Just so nobody else sees them, just to be complete. And now we're ready to take on, well, to be fair, we could take on that Jaffa officer. Too much of a stretch. Now, as we know, Jaffa officers, you can't just give them a thump. You've got to use an energy device like a ZAT or something like that.
Now you're talking.
If you're enjoying these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button. It would really help me out if you did.
Oscar Mike.
Right, he's moved out the way. We've only got 4 left. 5 if you count the guy who's by the console. Right, we're going to engage him in chit-chat once again. Keep him where he is. We're going to move Derreck up. It's all going to be about the zone strike. We're going to see where this Jaffa officer is going. Out with our friendly neighbourhood shock drone. That's where we need to be. So Derreck's got to put his big boy pants on and get a bit closer. That's where the drone's going.
Let's hear it.
We're going to move Max up.
Let's go.
As soon as the Jaffa warrior comes around, he's going to get zapped. Here he goes. Zap.
Here we go.
Right, let's get round. Tie him up. Nobody is any the wiser. A lot of people don't like the stealth elements, and they surely are frustrating, but this is a logical puzzle to solve, just like anything else. Right, we'll move Derreck up. Now we can start taking people out. So the next person to take out is the guy in the middle. Right there, with his 8-second countdown. He's the guy to take out. Quick cheeky save.
Oscar Mike.
Let's move. 7 seconds while he does his inspection. As he moves back, we'll take him out. That's any no dramas. Here we go. We're on. Simple strike. Disables him. He's down.
No problem.
Ties. Straight from there, we can go and disable the guy at the console. He's down. Again,
sure thing.
More cable ties. He's tied up. The guy around one side of that particular panel.
Now you're talking.
Here we go. Boom. He's down. All tied up. Now the guy who we're distracting, we can sneak up behind him. Still deep in conversation. Strike, and he's down.
Here we go.
Now there's no point doing anybody else. This is all we need. We get Derreck to the console,
no problem.
And he's away. Right, moving on. We move Derreck up.
Oscar Mike.
Everyone's been neutralized. We get him to the console. He hacks the console. He can activate the rings.
Of course.
He can now determine the shuttle.
Are you in, Doc?
Yes, but that was the easy part. I still need some time to turn off the force field.
All right. Come on, Sam. Let's go to the hangar.
Right.
Hey! Are you leaving me?
crawling to stand guard.
Okay.
Right, this section means we've got to get to the other side
What's
of
the
this
plan?
hangar.
Let's
And
hear
we've
it.
got to steal a shuttle. Right, so navigating our way over. This is quite straightforward. The first engagement, we can walk up.
All ears.
Tactical mode. A straight and simple takedown.
Got an
No
idea?
one's going to see us, but there's only two of us this time because
Harper,
Derreck, the
let us know when you
scientist, the
open the
doctor,
way
the
out.
drone controller, is still in the power generator room on the console, trying to get the shuttle shields down.
Get ready for you. Okay, I will.
Right, everyone's tied up.
Piece of cake.
Couple of patrolling
Need something?
Jaffa.
Here we go.
Right, moving on. No one's going to pay us the blindest bit of attention. We're all a higher rank than them. Let's start at the back and get
That's
the people
easy.
at the back. Disrupt one. Take that guy out directly across once this other guy gets out of the way, and we can carry him away.
Now you're talking.
We've got 5 seconds to move over. He won't see us when he moves. Once he moves back, we'll take him out. When we take him out, we'll dump the body somewhere.
Let's go. No problem.
Okay, moving on.
Sure thing.
He's dumped. Brilliant. We can disengage some chit-chat. And move our Jaffa infiltrator to the back and start taking people out
Ready
at
for
the
action.
back.
All right.
Moving on. He's not the one to take out. It's that guy just at the back of that box right there. Nobody else is looking. We can do it. As soon as he turns away and moves, we can take him out and dump him
Already
behind
on it.
those crates. Nice and easy. Wait for him to come back. When he comes back, he'll do a short countdown. Once the countdown comes to 0, only 6 seconds, we can take him out. Here we go.
Piece of cake.
Thump. Boom. Tie him up. Pick him up. Get
I've
behind the
got
boxes.
this.
And no one thinks, hang on, where's Tony? Where's Dave? I was just talking
Good
to him.
idea.
Must have gone on his tea break. You can take him out. And the next guy. Nice and easy.
That's easy.
All a bit of fisticuffs. We can either move him or we can leave him there.
All right.
This guy's not looking. What a useless guard. But we can take him out again. Little bit of a fisticuffs. Tie him up.
I've got this.
So, we're now going to
No
move
problem.
Max up, our sniper. Now, there's a console here, which we can manipulate to start the jets of that shuttle. I originally thought it was the control for the ring device, but it isn't. So once that officer goes, we can use our infiltrator to go over to that console, take the Jafar out, who's there, hide him, and then activate the console. Like I said, I thought it was
of
disabling the
cake.
ring device, but it isn't.
Need something?
Right,
Let's go.
we'll move Max up to a better vantage point. Still crouched. I mean, his thighs must be aching the amount of crouching he's done. Right, okay. That's the guy who's looking. Brilliant. What are we going to do? Can we whistle and bring him over? We could do. Once we do, you know what that means, don't you?
Here we go.
We can beat him up, tie him up, job done. Here he comes. There, thump. He's down.
Already on it.
Right, the officer's going to move on now. We're just going to move him
That's
slightly
easy.
out the way, just to be sure. Move up. What we're going to do is we're going to have a go at that console. We'll wait till the officer comes back. That'll give us a little bit of extra time. We'll engage the console. Right, we're moving.
All right.
Little bit of pointy clicky wavy mousey on the opportunity, which is the console.
No way.
All good stuff. When Jaffa guard comes over,
Shoot.
I thought I had a right fist fight on my hands, but no. The shuttle thruster fired, vaporizing those Jaffa.
That's easy.
Nice and easy. And a good in-game set piece, when you think about it. Using the environment to your advantage. Right. This Jaffa is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's move our people up.
Good idea.
Where's our sniper, Max? Let's go.
Let's
Bit of a
go.
whistle.
Hi.
Is he going to come over? Nope, he isn't. Shame. That means we have to do this a more complicated way.
Piece of cake.
Let's move in there. Of course, we've got no
No
drones
problem.
to rely on. You can get too reliant on Derreck's drones. Here he comes.
Already
We
on
can go
it.
behind him as he goes down past those areas. We can use a Zat on him. Or the Zat Nicotel. He's a bit zapped. Zap it again. There you go.
All right.
Right. Tie him up. Leave him there. No one's looking. They're alerted to something. Must have heard the sound of the Zat. Which carries quite a wide range of sound.
I've got this.
No one's seen us. Just got to wait for them to go back to their business. Now we're disguised as an officer.
Oscar
We're going to go
Mike.
up to those two guards and engage one in chit-chat.
Ready for action.
Here we go.
Already on it.
Right. Chit-chat. Brilliant. Let's move our sniper up and start taking some people out. Got to make sure no one's looking.
Let's
No
go.
one's looking. We can move him directly past us. Stop the chit-chat. He'll go back about his business and we can move on. Not everybody has to be cable tied. They were the last two standing in the entire base, but not everybody has to be cable tied. Right, a couple of people we can take out here. Again, subterfuge is going to be great. That Jaffa warrior over there. And there's the point we've got to get to with the console to signal Derreck to come and release the force fields. We're nearly at the end of the mission, everyone. We're really at the end of the mission.
That's easy.
Right, let's move our infiltrator over. Engage some idle conversation. There you go. Boom. Right, with him distracted,
Shoot.
we can use our sniper. Once he turns around, only 5 seconds to wait. We can snipe him with a tranquilizer dart, nice and quiet. Super silent. Takes him out.
Now
Blinds
you're
him.
talking.
We can get over. Give him a bit of a beating.
Let's go.
Move him on. Pick him up. Let's go. No one there. We can put him anywhere we like.
Sure thing.
Down. With that now,
Oscar Mike.
we can move on our merry way. We've got
This is Harper.
Max
I've
at the
worked out how to
rendezvous
open
point,
the force field.
and Sam,
Are we
who no
ready
one
to
bats an
leave?
eyelid, even though there's
Almost
Jaffa
there.
bodies
Wait for my
everywhere,
signal.
can get to the rendezvous point as well.
Harper, we're on board. We're ready for you.
Got it. I'll set a delay and come join you.
Roger. We'll open the hatch. Our ship is right on the other side of the hangar from the rings.
Copy. On my way.
Now, would you look at that? Our scientist, Derreck Harper, has got in the wrong shuttle. What a silly sausage. 1 hour 27 minutes it took me. It actually took me longer with the resaves.